Hello. Thanks again for joining me. Today I was compelled to read Red Road Ethic number 11. We read one of these before, and this, of course, comes from 365 Days of Walking the Red Road. So, Red Road Ethic 11, Practice Optimism. It is easy to live within the shadow of fear, procrastination, and pessimism. But these are bad habits and stumbling blocks that keep you from experiencing life, the Red Road, and the Great Spirit. It is well known to the native people that optimism is the key to good health. Worry makes you sick, as do bad thoughts. Replace them with happiness and optimism, and you shall live a long, healthy life. One thing I appreciate about learning about science and nature and different things like that is that it affirms what Indigenous people have known all along. So I'd like to read a little bit here again from Dr. Caroline Leaf, Switching on Your Brain Every Day. And this is page 146. Her brainy tip for that day is mental ill health starts with our thinking. Mental ill health is not a disease. It is trauma or habituated, incorrect thought reactions that have not been dealt with. These thinking patterns create neurological chaos that can manifest as disorders of the mind. Mental ill health starts with the way we react to and deal with life, and can dramatically affect the way we live our lives. It affects everyone because we all have periods in our life when we go through stuff. It is so important to learn how to control our thinking if we want to develop our mental strength and resilience. When we train ourselves to take our thoughts captive and cast our cares onto Creator, we can face whatever life throws at us. It will be hard and it will take time, at least 63 to 84 consecutive days of practice per toxic issue, but it is possible. So, what comes to your mind about that? Well, a couple things for me. One is interesting, she says, in terms of changing your way of thinking, at least 63 to 84 consecutive days of practice per toxic issue. So I'm thinking about recovery and people who go into treatment centers, and some of them are only 30 days, 45 days. And so here Dr. Leaf is saying you need at least 63 to 84 consecutive days per toxic issue. So recovery programs need to be at least that long. Longer, actually, really. So that's what came to me the first time I read that. And going back to our Red Road ethic, again, Indigenous people knew where he says, worry makes you sick, as do bad thoughts. Replace them with happiness and optimism, and you shall live a long, healthy life. So there you have it. And then Dr. Leaf also says that thoughts are real things made of proteins that occupy mental real estate. If we worry every day about what might happen or what has happened, we repeatedly recreate the signal that stimulates genetic expression to build and strengthen that thought into a long-term memory. The memory leads to a feeling of uneasiness that produces a toxic stress response that in turn affects our mental and physical health and our relationships. So train your mind not to ruminate on the negative but to think about the positive. And again, like our Red Road ethic says, worry makes you sick, as do bad thoughts. Replace them with happiness and optimism, and you shall live a long, healthy life. So as we're coming out of this Wuhan virus chaos and moving into something that we've lived before, let's be optimistic. Let's be optimistic that this time that we've had to self-isolate and think about things, maybe some have been able to get caught up on a few things. And then, as Dr. Leaf has said, to practice our thinking at least 63 to 84 consecutive days. So if you're having a bad thought, you're thinking something negative, then make a positive statement, a positive affirmation, and say that every day. It's, too bad I didn't read this at the very start. It hasn't been 63 days, but some people it's been 7 weeks they've been self-isolating. But no time like the present. You can start right now. So I've started to make some positive affirmations every day. And so I would just like to read this one more time. Red Road Ethic 11. Practice optimism. It is easy to live within the shadow of fear, procrastination, and pessimism, like some are living right now, thinking that. But these are bad habits and stumbling blocks that keep you from experiencing life, the Red Road, and the Great Spirit. It is well known to the Native people that optimism is the key to good health. Worry makes you sick, as do bad thoughts. Replace them with happiness and optimism, and you shall live a long, healthy life. And I'd like to close our short time together with a quote that's attributed to Black Elk, who was Oglala Sioux, and he lived from 1863 to 1950. Oh, hear me, grandfather, and help us, that our generation in the future will live and walk the good road with the flowering stick of success. Also, the pipe of peace, we will offer it as we walk the good road to success. Hear me and bear our plea. Have a blessed day. See you next time.